Colts Nation, what's going on? Billy BB back with you on Colts Talk presented by PrizePicks. We continue to react to the 2026 NFL Draft. It's Kiper's turn to grade the Indianapolis Colts. We'll look at the grade, what Kiper had to say, and the changes on the team after the additions in the 2026 NFL Draft. Before we get into it with Kiper, let's see if your grade matches. You don't know Mel's, he doesn't know yours. Leave your grade down below, and let's see how just close you guys are as far as grading the Colts 2026 Draft. Not bad at all. A B+ for the Indianapolis Colts from Mel Kiper, ESPN's, senior draft analyst, has been for years, gives Indianapolis a B+. I gave them an A. I saw a lot of A's from you guys in our grade video down below. So, the experts who can be a little tougher, B+, pretty good. Pretty good. Kiper specifically saying about the Colts, without the first-round pick, the Colts did pretty well here overall, getting a borderline first-round talent on day 2. Who's he talking about? C.J. Allen. Kiper talking about the newest Indianapolis Colts linebacker in C.J. Allen, saying here, the C.J. Allen pick is going to be huge for the defense. He was a steal at 53. I had him 28th on the board. He has 3-down attributes that allow him to impact the game in coverage and as a run stopper, and of course as a blitzer. Also, talking about Bryce Betcher and some other additions on the defense. Just look at his stat line, continuing about Allen, from 2025, 97 tackles, 7 tackles for loss, 9 run stops, 3 pass breakups, 2 forced fumbles, 3.5 sacks, paired with free agent signing Akeem Davis-Gaither and day 3 pick Bryce Betcher. The linebacker unit should take a step forward. So yeah, you begin with C.J. Allen in round 2, pick number 53, and we've hit on our grades, we've hit in our different situations here, guys. This was supposed to be a first-round dude, right? That's who we thought C.J. Allen was going to be. The coverage is an issue. He can't really drop back into coverage. It's a major weakness, major issue for him. But look, right away, already Chris Ballard and company saying this is going to be the green dot guy. This is going to be the guy to run our defense. He's going to be our middle linebacker. We're going to trust him to make the right plays, just as he did for Kirby Smart in Georgia for years. They are thinking he is going to do the same thing for the Colts. And again, this is about replacing, Zaire Franklin in a way, isn't it? Pretty solid there. And then I'm going to call Bryce Betcher an agent of chaos. I think he's athletic enough, fast enough, and they're still going to have to try and find exactly how he fits in that linebacker room and what spot he should play and how often he should start or get on the field and all that. But you have a super athletic player here, drafted into the MLB draft in 2024, so he's a great baseball player, just as he is football. A little bit slimmer, don't want to make too big a deal about it at the linebacker position. That can sometimes, play as an advantage for you, but I'm sure he'll do fine at 230 pounds. Again, you just want the Colts to find the right spot for him, the right times for him. I think it gives you depth, and I think it gives you options in a linebacker room that needed to change. Oh, it looks so much better than it did before this linebacker room. I was really, really worried about it. The things we had seen in this linebacker room, I was worried about. But the addition of C.J. Allen, he'll wear the green dot, he'll be the Mike, and then you have Bryce Betcher to kind of throw in there, and maybe he can play a little bit of Will, a little bit of Mike, different situations, maybe just pass rush. We'll see how he fits in there. I feel better about the linebacker room. Question is, do you feel better about the linebacker room? What is your confidence level in this group of linebackers? I feel like before it was about a 6, maybe a 5 for me. Now I'm more towards a 7 and 8. Question is, where are you at? Get in the comments section right now and let us know. Quick reminder that today's show is made possible by PrizePicks. If you don't have the PrizePicks app, make sure you check it out, because on the PrizePicks app, it's the best place to win cash while watching sports. Right now, you got the basketball playoffs going on. There's also daily baseball games. A couple guys in the office, they even like to get in on golf and soccer on the PrizePicks app. But my favorite part about PrizePicks has always been how easy it is to use. You just pick more or less on a few player stats and then lock in your lineup. For example, you can see this array of hoops on our lineup tonight. Points for Jalen Duren, we're going to go less than on 15. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, more on 6.5 assists. And then our guy, Jokic, points, rebounds, assists combined. We're going to go more on 54.5. You can see how easy it is. And yet, if you want to add a little bit of extra flavor into the lineups, go ahead and do that. Plus, if you like that lineup or another lineup that somebody else has going right now with the new social feeds feature, you can share, copy, follow people, all that going on right now, just like a social media follow. You can give me a follow right now at Billy_BB or our producer, Aiden Parise, who put a lineup like that together at CSAP. Get more cool lineups there. Also have a new user offer for you guys. Download the PrizePicks app today with the link in the comments and the description. Then use code HMA to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's right. You just have to play that $5 lineup, your first one, and use code HMA to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. PrizePicks, it's good to be right. Mel Kiper continuing talking defense here when talking about the Indianapolis Colts. Despite trying for 14th with 39 sacks, despite tying with 14th with 39 sacks, this team was 30th in pass rush win rate last season. George Gums Jr. and Caden Curry chip in with my guy LL, who is looking like a promising young pro after an 8.5 sack season in 2025 to get after more AFC South quarterbacks, but Indy could have used a little more help. So Mel likes the additions of George Gums Jr. This is a very developmental piece, by the way. They have a lot of work to do with George Gums Jr. That was my, I gave him a B-, graded him at a B-. I just don't think he's a guy that's going to benefit to the group or really help the group out right away. Raw talent, raw prospect. We'll see what the Colts can do with George Gums Jr. But again, you're adding depth to that room. Big swing on Caden Curry. I think it's a home run. I'm really excited about this one. I do think this is a guy that can help the room right away, paired with his old teammate, JT Tuimulau. Now those guys are back together, and man, I watched Caden Curry fall and fall and fall, and I kept saying to myself, man, this was one of the 1-2 punches on the defensive line in the best defense in the country last year. He has got to get drafted, and finally the Colts step up and take Caden Curry, just as Mel said there, addressing an edge rusher need for the Indianapolis Colts. You know, you look at Curry, you look at some of the other edge rushers they've added. You go and get Arden Key, JT Tuimulau, and again, George Gums Jr. You take these guys, you want to make these guys into a better group, rotate them, get them in, make them into something great, and I think that's a really good thing for the Colts. More from Mel Kiper on the Colts draft picks. Talking about A.J. Halsey enters as a potential Nick Cross replacement next to Cam Bynum with 8 interceptions and 12 pass breakups over the past 2 seasons. And Jalen Farmer was a strong value in round 4 as I ranked him the 6'5", 312-pound guard as the number 81 overall prospect there. He didn't allow any sacks last season. I'm excited about Halsey. I feel like I've gotten that same excitement from you guys. Ball hawk. I'm excited to see what he can do possibly on special teams. And again, that safety room, I don't want to call it wide open. You know, you kind of saw Mel talk about Cam Bynum being involved, and you signed Jonathan Owens and you signed Juan Thomas, but maybe that's competition, maybe, right? You get Halsey into that mix, see what he can do there. And again, maybe he earns a starting safety spot through special teams in the preseason, but I'm excited about him. And then, look, we figured some point in the draft they'd have to go offensive line. The Colts do with Jalen Farmer. He is a versatile player, which I'm really, really excited about. When you get those later round, even mid-round offensive linemen, I like guys that have played in different spots, done different things over their college career. I think Farmer can help these guys out, definitely at guard, but I think there's some ability on the outside as well if they need it, but a good pickup there. Sticking with the Kentucky theme, Seth McGowan, not sure this is a guy that makes the team. We will see, right? Long way to go. Running backs get a lot of reps in a lot of different situations, so McGowan will get the opportunity to certainly prove himself. I know the Colts brought in a lot of undrafted free agent running backs as well, and if it comes down to it, McGowan's got kind of a tough legal trouble in the past, so I think that'll be acknowledged. Might play into it. Seems like Chris Ballard's pretty excited to give him a second chance, so good for him there. And then another guy, the final pick for the Colts, and yet a guy that has me pretty excited, Dion Burks, speedster, slot receiver possibilities here for the Colts. Definitely, I know you have downs, but a guy that can definitely fill some spots, do some good things for you, maybe develop and become a receiver on the outside. Good stuff at Oklahoma. And again, if you get in those late rounds and they're drafting players you don't know about and don't know as much about, you just love to hear a guy super fast, right? He'll find a way to fit in. And I think that's what Dion Burks is. He was a guy in the Chat Sports office. They were saying that was pretty good steal. A lot of teams wanted him as an undrafted free agent, so the Colts step up and make sure he's on the roster. Mel gave him a B+. This is how they fared against their draft needs. Edge rusher, again, Caden Curry, George Gums Jr. We just talked about Dion Burks there at the wide receiver position. Linebacker, 2 new ones, CJ Allen and Bryce Betcher. That, AJ Halsey gets you on your safety list there. And Jalen Farmer, I guess, offensive tackle, offensive line, a little more depth there as well. So, look, you see the Colts' needs, feel like they hit them, right? Feel like they kind of knocked them all off, checked them all off, and got some good talent while doing so, which is a very big deal. And that's why you kind of give them an A like I did, a B+ like Mel did, or whatever grade you gave them. Again, be sure to comment that down below. Reminder, don't pay for your Colts coverage. There's too many subscriptions out there. You forget about it. You're paying for a long time. You just want one piece of information. Here on Colts Talk, we are completely free. Anything you need to know with the Indianapolis Colts for free when you subscribe.